the long take of when a certain something enters the room with Joseph. I'm really trying to protect the thrill of that moment as well as the surprises along the way, but I'm also just so curious about what went into executing that moment as perfectly as you all did. Jaeden, I know this scene more involves your character, but so much of what you both do together lays down the foundation for that scene to work. And if it doesn't give anything away, could you talk about one, the experience of watching that scene with the South by Southwest audience? Because I can't recall many theatrical experiences like that where the audience got silent, leaned in, and then slowly pushed themselves back into their seats and got as vocal as they did. And two, working together figuratively to wind that jack in the box to make that scene pop.
Mm, mm. That's first of all, that's all Ben. That's our director.
Yeah.
And the VFX. I mean, what an experience! That was really a really cool moment at South by. That was really special, exciting. But actually, that was practical at first.
Mhm.
With the yeah, you really can't give it. I can't
Yeah,
give it
I know
away.
what you're talking about though.
But it was practical, and then some effects were added on later. Um, and yeah, I don't know what we did. We didn't do much. I mean, that yeah, it's really just the directing and the story. I mean,
Yeah,
and all the crew made it happen.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I think Ben was kind of our captain, keeper of the White House kind of person on that shoot, and he really had a clear idea, especially I think because of his VFX background with what the creatures were going to be, and even though we didn't know exactly what they would look like, that almost was like the least important thing because our characters don't really even know what they look like until halfway through the film.
Right.
So I think it's his understanding that these creatures were going to be unique, unlike any kind of creature before, but they were going to be super grounded in reality. And they were going to have some kind of insect characteristics and some human characteristics and
Mhm.
wolves and whatever it may be. He really had a clear vision of what he wanted to end with for the characters. So I think that was real. That made our jobs super easy.
Yeah, yeah. But like I said, like so much of it is y'all's response within those spaces. And additionally, there's establishing that brotherly love and understanding, which is well on display here through both of your performances. Like there are times when it gets heated, when you test each other, but then there's the unspoken communication in the weight that is added to like certain words you say, like I can't do this alone or she's cool. Like we don't need a full on explanation. Like so much is there for the audience to pick up. Could you talk about the process of filling in any like I don't want to say voids, but there might be purposeful, but with your own creativity as actors and creating a history between you two that felt that can be felt sometimes and not heard.
Yeah, totally. That is very important. I remember. I mean, Ben made it very clear to us that those moments matter. That the silence between the words and the looks, and what we're saying without saying were really important. And even just like um, one of the first scenes where Thomas gets back and we're locking up, the whole ritual of locking up and it being a chore, kind of like doing the dishes or taking out the trash, and the kind of banter that we have. He wanted us to kind of add the that brotherly banter of just being like it's your turn and
Yeah.
kind of joshing with each other. And then yeah, a lot of those moments were kept simple. I think that's what makes it beautiful. That's the way brothers communicate now. When you're so close to someone, you kind of don't need to say too much anymore.
No, yeah, it's silent communication for sure. Twin telepathy is the wrong word for it, but it's close to that. And I think yeah, that scene, especially when I come back late and Joseph gives me a look knowing that I'm late and do your chores and we go through the business of that. that's a scene we rehearsed actually kind of a lot, and it's a scene that I think when you read, it's not the first scene you would pinpoint as, okay, that's a scene we need to really, really rehearse. But then when you think about the relationship between the brothers, that's like our establishment point. And that just the weight that we placed on that scene in rehearsal and the kind of choreography that we established with it really helps to plant that seed in how important and the certain choices we were going to make as brothers. I mean, it's not, I think we wanted to have our own unique relationship as brothers. We didn't want to just be like, okay, we're playing brothers, but we wanted it to be like, you know, we're real people. We have our own real relationship as brothers, and it's unique. And there's certain things that make us get along and don't make us get along, but the thing that connects us throughout the entire film is the love between us.
Right.
And that stuff we can't really fake. So I got really lucky with having a solid brother.
Yeah, I would say so. You both mentioned the idea of the family's daily process and the simplicity of it all. Has this film, in selling this process as actors, like their daily process, caused you to think more deeply about the importance of schedule, routine, and preparing for what may come around the corner? Or are you still kind of like, this is a different world, we're not in that space, but maybe it's better for me to just kind of be more loose and live more moment to moment?
Listen, I wish this film established, like, I need a clear schedule immediately. I wish that established that immediately into me after when I went home. But I was in high school, in my senior year of high school when we filmed this, and then I went off to college. Now I'm in college, and dude, well, I'm not anymore. But I was the type of kid in high school who just had like papers floating around his backpack, no folders, no nothing, no notes taken, no nothing like that. I was a great student, but like no notes or anything. And now at UCLA, it's like Google Calendar for everything.
Right.
You know, daily planner, weekly planner, monthly planner. I got 3. Yeah, I wish I took some advice from this film, but it took me getting to college to realize how to manage my time.
Yeah, I'm also pretty loose, but I think it helped with maybe organization as an actor, like knowing how to close up the window properly and planning all of those little things out and doing it a million times until you know it like the back of your hand. That's that you can like take on to any film. And also the way we move through, like the way I move through an apartment, I know where my light switch is, you know, it's knowing little things like that help as an actor.
Yeah, we did have kind of hooks all over the house that we put in there to hang all of the lanterns and everything. I mean, because we really shot this without a whole lot of lights. It was really mostly lanterns.
Yeah.
We used to light everything. And I think knowing where you keep your lantern and where you hang it when you're in a certain house, like that stuff is pretty consistent throughout the whole deal. So that's just an example.